And ECOWAS have asked the coup leaders to relinquish power and return to the barracks. France and European Union say they will suspend development aid packages meant for the country. We have more on the latest in Mali in this report.
The 15-nation African Union and the West African bloc ECOWAS have condemned the military coup in Mali. Both bodies call on rebels in northern Mali to lay down their arms. African Union Commission Chief Jean Ping talked of zero tolerance for the mutineers. Washington has added its voice to international calls for the restoration of constitutional order.
We stand with the legitimately elected government of President Amadou Toumani Touré. Mali has been a leading democracy in West Africa, and those institutions must be respected.
The United Nations is calling on the mutineering soldiers in Mali to return to barracks.
Okay, good afternoon. The members of the Security Council call for the immediate restoration of constitutional rule and the democratically elected government. They also call for the preservation of the electoral process as previously scheduled.
The European Union reaction is equally firm with demands for a return to civilian government in Mali.
We're keeping very much in touch with people there, but we do hope that the constitution will be restored very quickly and that we will see a return to law and order.
The European Union is following the example of France, which has suspended cooperation with Mali, which means all development aid is frozen.
With days to go before Senegalese voters go to the polls, the two candidates, incumbent Abdoulaye Wade and Macky Sall, are scoring the country for votes. Wade has gained the support of the influential Serigne Béthio Thioune, who is a member of the powerful Murid sect. The club-wielding followers of the sect are being urged by their leader to vote Wade into office. But as we hear in this report, the wielding of clubs is banned by Senegalese authorities, prompting civil society groups to call on the government to enforce the ban.
During the last week of Senegal's presidential election campaign, supporters of Cheikh Béthio Thioune, a prominent member of the Mouride Brotherhood, brandished clubs during a rally in which they called on the Senegalese people to vote for President Abdoulaye Wade. But the clubs are considered a weapon and as such have been banned by a government decree. However, each time this is mentioned, Senegal's interior minister, who signed the decree, evades the issue.
We cannot consider this to be a weapon meant to attack anyone.
But this indulgent attitude has come under criticism by Senegal's civil society groups.
The decree makes no exception. This club is officially a weapon. They are not meant as playthings. We have the assurances of the Sheikh himself that his disciples will behave correctly and will not attack anyone.
Cheikh Béthio Thioune himself brushes away any fears as baseless. He says his supporters are not, quote, crazy enough to attack people.
And time now to take another break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The Gambia is gearing up for a busy weekend of football as two of the country's football clubs look set to host two footballing giants from the continent. Birkama United will face Esperance Sportive de Tunis at Boxbar Mini Stadium on Saturday, whilst Gamtal will entertain AS Real de Bamako at the Independence Stadium on Sunday. The Sateba boys and the Telecommunications boys are aiming to reach the group stages of the CAF Club Champions League and the CAF Confederation Cup respectively. Here is a preview of the two weekend clashes by Modu S. Jallo.
United will be the first in action on Saturday at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. The Gambian champions will host Esperance de Tunis in the first leg of the final round of qualifiers for a place in the group stage of the CAF Club Championship. Established in 1919, Esperance are one of the most successful clubs on the continent, with 24 Tunisian league titles and twice African club champions. The North Africans will make the over 2,000-mile trip to Brikama to face the reigning Gambian champions, who are making their debut in the continent's premier club competition. Suleiman Kouyaté is the man shouldering the responsibility of guiding Brikama United to the group stage of the Champions League. having already done the unthinkable by knocking out the Senegalese champion in his major assignment. The 32-year-old tactician is now faced with an even bigger task. But nonetheless, he is relishing the challenge of playing against the champions of Africa. By far, Brikama United's biggest match in the club's 10 years history.
We have to prepare, we know all those things about them, and we have to prepare ourselves for them. And that's what exactly we are doing. Urging everybody to come out on Saturday, to come and give them the support that they need, because it's only support that they need now. They are ready to fight for everything, but we need to support them. So the only support that they need, I'm urging everybody to come out.
Despite showing respect for his opponents, the government maintains that no fear factor will come into play when they face the Tunisians and will play them like any other team.
We know we're going to face the defending champion, so it's not going to be easy. When you want to eliminate the defending champions, you have to train like champions, and then you have to play like champions also. So this is exactly what we want to demonstrate. We want to play like champions, and then we want to act like champions also on that day.
The players to watch are Ibu Kante. The Brikama United youngster is enjoying a terrific run of form, whilst Esperance has in their ranks Yusuf Masakni, the highly rated 21-year-old attacking midfielder, impressed in the last African Cup of Nations and has attracted interest from the likes of Arsenal and PSG. A win for the Sateba boys will be one of the major upsets in African club football, and the West Coast Giants are prepared to do just that. 24 hours later, Gamtel will also take to the pitch at the Independence Stadium on Sunday to face Real de Bamako for a place in the group stages of the African Confederation Cup. Like Brikama United, Gamtel are also preparing hard for the big clash against one of the superpowers of Malian football.
We're fully prepared and then ready for the game. As we all know, Real de Bamako is not a small team, and then we are not also a small team. And then we give them the respect, and then we 100% fit and then prepare for the game, and then surely we're going to win.
I think it's a total commitment of the whole team. When I mean the whole team is from the executive right down to the players. The players are committed to play for the team, and then the coaching staff are committed, and the officials of the teams are all committed for the team. We are not playing for individual. We all have one ambition, that is to achieve something in any competition we play.
Well, the Gampel boss will have to do without the services of his captain, Matar Nyang, who is suspended, while striker Hassan Cisse is racing against time to be fit to face the Malians. The two Gambian hopefuls are counting on the support of the general public to come out in numbers on Saturday and Sunday to cheer them to comfortable victories against two stellar names in African club football. Mohamed Diallo, GRT Sports.
And before we go, reminder of headlines. President Jammeh has urged voters to judge wisely on March 29 and ensure a smooth and peaceful legislative race. Top executive of India-based Hind Grow Industries Limited, on a mission to explore business opportunities in the Gambia, has held talks with the Vice President. The Minister of Health and Social Welfare has kick-started another nationwide polio immunization campaign targeting some 300,000 children aged 5 years and below. The international community has reacted with fury to the toppling of the civilian government in Mali, with calls for the coup leaders to relinquish power, but the new men in charge seem to be having none of that. And the controversial Murid figure Anwar Ali Sarin Bechechun has urged his club will the followers to vote WAD. You can also follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website, and that's on www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio live. That brings us to the end of the news. Thank you very much for your time, and the interview with His Excellency the President and GRTS in the build-up to the March 29 parliamentary polls will be aired shortly. Have a very good night, and from me and the rest of the news team, have a good weekend.